welcome to Learning Target 13A. We have a fraction here of 2 3/5. What I want to do is I want to multiply the 5 by the 10. 5 by 2 to get 10, then add the 3. So remember, I want to convert it just back to 13/5. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 3 is 13/5. The reason I want to do this is just because the Inspire calculator we use, it's harder to put a mixed number in. So if we type in 13 divided by 5, we will get a decimal of 2.6. Obviously, if you can notice, 2 3/5 is 2.6. That's great, but there's our decimal. Now remember, with these, everyone's can be harder than others, but I talked to you about having D come before P in the alphabet. So if you're going from a decimal to a percent, you move the decimal to the right. But if you're going from a percent to a decimal, you move it left. So set it up like this. Well, we're going from a decimal to a percent. So we're going this way. So we want to move the decimal to the right. So this is actually a very large percentage. It's 260%. Okay, now with that concept down here, we start with 0.68. So we have to go from a decimal to a percent. We turn it to the right too. So we actually have 68%. All right, now how do we get that into a fraction? Well, doing it by hand, you can basically think of this as being the tenths, hundredths. So this is 68 hundredths, or 68 over 100. You could write it out like that without a calculator, and then you would want to reduce that fraction. We also talked about how you can convert this to a fraction on the Inspire calculator or others. Inspire calculator, you would type this in, and then I believe you would hit menu, option 2 for number, and then option 2 for approximate to fraction. But when you reduce this one here, currently you can divide by 4, so it would be 17 over 25. 9%, remember, as a decimal, you have to go the other way now. You have to turn the decimal, which is right here, and you have to actually go from a percent to a decimal. You have to move it left. So that one is 0.09. Move it left 2 spots. And then 0.09, again, is 9 out of 100. So using the calculator or not, you get 9 out of 100 there. Now, on these next ones, there's definitely faster ways to do them if you are fully understanding the problems. If you ever want to know what number is a percent of another number, you can literally just do 0.09 times 166. That works. I do want to refresh this because I know some people watching this video will want to think back upon, quote-unquote formulas that will help them out. So is over of equals percent over 100. So the is number here would be unknown because they're saying what number is. And then of 166, and that equals percent 9 over 100. All right, so now what we want to do is, since it's an equal sign, we want to cross multiply. Okay, so 166 times 9 is actually 1,494. And we're going to set that equal to cross multiply, we get 100x. So when we divide both sides by 100, that's just going to be 14.94. Okay? Now the setup for the next one, again, is over of equals percent over 100. So is would be 60. So 60 is 10%. So that goes in the top right. Percent over 100. And then this is going to be the unknown here of what number. It's what we're looking for. Now I'm going to tell you right now, just because done a lot of math, 10 out of 100, I like to keep these numbers smaller. I'm going to reduce this one right away. I'm going to say 10 goes into 10 once, and it goes into 110 times. I'm going to reduce a fraction. I'm not reducing a cross. That's different, but I'm just reducing the fraction. But now when I cross multiply, 60 times 10 is actually 600, and that equals x times 1, and I got my answer of 600 pretty quick. All right, and then over here, 800 is, so here we go, 800 is of 100. So they're asking for the actual percent here. So I'm going to call the percent x, and obviously over 100. Now I want you to pause here and just look at this. I mean, if you just literally look at this and you understand what an equal sign means, then hopefully you'd see that, well, if the bottoms are the same, then the tops would have to be the same. So you can see that x is just going to be equal to 800. If you aren't able to recognize that, hopefully you can simplify. 800 over 100 is literally just 8 over 1. So when you cross multiply here, you'll get x equals 8 times 100 or 800. A couple ways to think about that, but you get to the same spot either way. All right, moving along to number 23 now. Okay, so you can see now we want to try to use this formula. This is what we were kind of trying to get you to understand, and hopefully it'll help you. Original price plus or minus percent times the original price equals new. Well, here we go. Show tickets are on sale. We know we have the percent. And then of this, so if they're on sale for 50% off of a price, this right here is the original. The way that's read there, on sale for 15% off, those is what new price. So we have $15.85 percent off, so we're subtracting 0.15. We want to use the percent as a decimal when we do these problems, but it's not just minus 0.15. If it was that, it would say minus 15 cents. It's 0.15 times the original price, so that would be 15.85. I apologize if I'm sniffing. Allergy season's getting to me here. All right, so when you do this and you type that into your calculator and you get that, you will get a new price of $13.47. I hope every answer you get, you're thinking about the problem. The show tickets went on sale, so we better get an answer smaller than $15.85. All right, Yahtzee. There's a sale on Yahtzee at Target. It normally sells. Normally means original price, right? That's the original price, and it's on sale, so this is the new price. We are looking for the percent now. Okay, so the original price is $19.99, 19.99, and it's obviously going down to $16.99, so I'm going to subtract the percent times the original price, still 19.99, that's the original, and I'm going to get the new price of $16.99. Not the only way to do this, but with this equation, I'm trying to keep things kind of consistent here for us. So the first thing I would do is I would subtract $19.99 from both sides. So that makes 0 there. I'm going to subtract $19.99 from this side. And one thing, notice it has negative percent times. So what I'm going to actually do here, I'm going to switch colors. I'm going to make sure you understand we have to keep the negative going. And this right here, this is an unknown. That's our variable. So instead of writing percent, I'm going to write an x in its place. And I don't like writing x times $19.99, so it's going to look like this. And I hope this isn't too confusing for you. But it's negative 19.99 times x. And that's going to equal, well, that's going to be negative 3 on that side. So all we have to do on both sides right now is divide by what's in front of the variable, negative 19.99, negative 19.99, and then we're running out of room here. But x is coming out to 0.15. So this was a 15% discount. Now you can always check your work. You can do 19.99 minus 0.15, our answer, times 19.99 and see if it comes out. All right, always a good idea to check your answer, but that seems to make sense. All right, let's see. The Mattress Dealer has a sale on Memorial Day weekend, which says 35% off any sticker price. If the sticker price in the mattress says $5.55, how much can you expect to be? So again, this is going to be the original, right? Sticker price, we're going to take 35% off of that. So we take the original price of $555, we subtract 35%, 0.35 of that original price. This is so beneficial for you. This is exactly what you do in a store. Okay, and that's going to equal your new price. Okay, and then cranking out your calculation there, that's actually going to come out to $360.75. That's going to be the amount you're going to pay for that mattress. Okay, I hope it was a good one. I hope it's comfortable. I hope that goes well for you. All right, using the scenario in problem 25, so that's this one. Unfortunately, 7.5% sales tax on the purchase. How can you now expect? All right, so this is going to be the price you pay, but then we have to pay tax on top of that. So we're going to think of that now as our original price. So even though this is like the discounted price, this is the price we're going to pay tax on. But we have to pay a tax, a percentage of this price. So we're going to add 0.075, that's the percent, 7.5%, times the amount. Whenever you pay tax on something, you're taking the percent of the amount. All right, and that will be the actual price that we will pay. That'll be the new price after taxes. Okay, so if you crank that all out, that's going to come out to $387.81. Okay, so that's basically going to be $17.06 in taxes on top of that. I apologize, $27.06 on top of the sticker price. Alrighty, going along. Our shirt is selling for $50. So here's the tougher one. We know the new price and we know the percent. Okay? Those are the two things we know. What we don't know is the original price. This is the harder of these problems. But if you set up your formula, it's really not that bad. So you're basically saying don't know what the original price was. I do know that we took off 20%, 0.20, times whatever the original price was. And now we get our new price of $50. Alright, so original, don't know it, minus percent of original, still don't know it, equals new price. Well, now here's the deal. 1x minus 0.2x is, if you combine like terms, 1 minus 0.2 is really just 0.8. So it's 0.8x equals 50. And then we're going to divide both sides by the 0.8. Okay, and then that's going to give us our value, our price of $62.50. And if you read the problems and you're making sense of them, it should be bigger than 50 because we took off 20% and then we get a price of 50. Okay, let's see what else we got here. We got, ooh, Old Navy. I see a nice sweatshirt. Clearance for 20% off. Excellent. But if I use my Old Navy card, I can get another 10% after that. So how much will I be paying if the original price is $120? All right, so what I was trying to teach you here is progression of sales. So 20% off and then another 10% off is not the same as 30% off. You have to do them in progression. So you have to take the original 120 minus the first discount is 20%. So we are going to take 20% of the 120 off. That'll give me my new price. Okay, so if you do that, that's going to come out to $96. So that's my new price. But then wait, second sale. Now I use my card and I get 10% off from the 96. Not from the 120, but from the 96. So now I do 96 minus 0.1 times 96. And that's obviously equal to my new price. And that's going to come out to $86.40 when I do that. Okay? So just be careful on those progression of sales. Alright, let's see where we are now. Okay, still going here. I'll be able to find a ratio that compares relative sizes. 8 to 60 is not accurate unless we're talking about same unit to same unit. Okay, so we want to make sure units, make a big deal. If I told you right now, hey, just had a really good workout in, I ran 9, you wouldn't know what that means, okay? But if I said to you, hey, we have a 1-to-1 ratio or 2-to-1 ratio, those should mean things to you because a ratio compares sizes and they have to be in the same units. So I think probably the easiest thing would be to take this one, in this case, and multiply it by 12 because we all know that there's 12 inches in 1 foot. So we will get 96 inches. So this first measurement is actually bigger than the second measurement, even though the number's way smaller, because you got to think about units. So this is saying, in order, it has to be the first one to the second one, so 96 to 60. That, we don't need units at all, but we do need to reduce it. And when we reduce it, that comes out to 8 to 5, and that's the number I'm looking for. That's the ratio I'm looking for. 40 hours to 2 days. I think the easiest thing would be to take the 2 days, multiply by 24, and get 48 hours. So now we have 40 hours divided by 48 hours, and that's going to reduce all the way down to 5 to 6, and that would be the answer that we're looking for here. Okay, so here's the deal. We're going to look at unit price. When you go to the store, you're paying $5.17 for a box of cereal. That's great, but is it great? Like, is there 100 ounces, 2 ounces, 22 ounces? That's going to depend on whether you're getting a good deal. So for the unit price, basically you just take the price that you have and you divide by, I'm going to say number of ounces. It doesn't have to be ounces. You can see these 3 examples are set up that way. It will be the quantity at the bottom there. So we basically take $5.17 and we divide by 22 ounces. Okay. So the unit price for this one is actually coming out to 0.235, which is the same thing as 23.5 cents. Now be very careful. I remember this when we were going over it. If you want to keep it at 0.235, all right, then you would have to put a dollar sign right there. A dollar sign of 0.2. Just be careful on how you kind of do this. Don't put $23.5 here. That's 23.5 cents. Okay, 0.235 of $1. Over here, you're going to take this 6.98, divide by 45, and that's going to equal 0.155, or 15.5 cents when you're comparing. So for every ounce of that, you're paying 15.5 cents. So 45 ounces, you're paying $6.98. Okay, move this down or up a little bit here. So now we're looking for the better deal. All right, what's the better deal? You got cereal, $5.68 for 28 ounces. Another box of cereal, $2.99 for 10 ounces. Well, again, if you just take the $5.68 and you divide by the 28 right there, you're going to get a 0.203 unit price. So 20.3 cents. So for every ounce, you're paying 20.3 cents. Over here, when you do that, 2.99 divided by 10, you are paying what? 0.299, or 29.9 cents. Obviously, which one's the better deal? Right here. You want to get that deal because it's less money per ounce. Okay, I'm going to close up this video and then I'll continue with other videos.